Let's start the recording. I hope you're all fine and healthy, and if some new students joined in the middle of the class, they will attend the recording. Inshallah, النهاردة we will be taking mechanics, general physics, physics O level, impulse, momentum, and collisions. Okay, so let us start. Let me share my screen. Am I audible for you all? Can you hear me? Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, amazing, great. So what is impulse and momentum? Anyone has any idea about it? Impulse and momentum.
Miss, can I say?
Of course, go ahead.
Momentum is a product of mass and velocity,
Yes.
and it is available when like any moving object has momentum.
Yes, exactly. Any moving object has momentum. As you just said, momentum is the product of mass and weight, which means that when you multiply mass and weight together, it produces a momentum. Mass and weight, sorry, mass and velocity. Mass and velocity. Okay, it is the product of mass into velocity. Product of mass and velocity. Okay, if you want to write the formula, this is the sign of momentum, m into v, and this is momentum. Coming next, saying what quantity does momentum fall under? Anyone? Any guess?
Vector quantity,
Why did you say vector quantity?
because it has magnitude and direction.
Exactly, it has magnitude and direction. So vector quantities are the quantities that have direction and magnitude, while scalar quantities have only magnitude, okay? So it's a vector quantity. Okay. This is its unit. You can either say kilogram meter per second, or you can say Newton dot s. Okay.
Miss,
Yeah.
are we gonna solve past papers in this lesson?
Yeah, we will solve classifieds. I'll just go over the idea first, and then we will go with the classifieds.
Okay, thank you.
No problem, you're welcome. Okay, so as I said, momentum is the product of mass and velocity. And when we have a mass and a velocity, when you multiply them together, you get a momentum. Okay? So let's say that there was a car or a moving object. Here, a moving object with mass m. Okay? Now the initial velocity was recorded. I'm sorry, I'm writing with the mouse, so excuse my writing. An object with mass m and initial velocity recorded. Then after some time, the same object with the constant mass, final velocity was recorded. Okay, no problem. Some students are facing some problems joining. And the final velocity, which is v velocity. Okay. Now using this here, the initial velocity and the final velocity and the mass, you can get the momentum. Okay, now uh, while anyone was joining, was there a problem with the meeting?
No.
Okay. Anyone of you using Safari or something?
No.
Okay, because it's saying I think Safari is the problem. Okay. Let us continue. Okay, so now how can we use the initial and the final velocity with the mass to get the momentum? We use this here called the change of momentum or change in momentum equal to mass bracket v minus u. Okay, this is how we get the change of momentum or change in momentum. Now let us say that the mass of the object was 2 kilograms. Okay, 2 kilograms. Okay, its initial speed or initial velocity was 0.6 meters per second. Okay, and the final velocity was at rest. Okay, what does at rest mean? Sarah, what does
It
at
has
rest
no
mean?
momentum, zero.
The object is not moving.
Exactly, the object is not moving, which means the velocity is equal to 0. Okay, at
Miss, I'm
rest,
sorry. Can I ask you a question?
of course, go ahead.
Is this Cambridge or Edexcel?
This is for both Cambridge and Edexcel. Did you not take this in Edexcel?
No, because I never seen the change momentum equals m times v minus u. I saw it in a different.
This is a formula that eases everything for you, okay? It just makes it easy. Try it and you won't uh, you won't regret it. Okay, let's just go ahead, and if you face any problems, tell me and I'll clear it for you. Okay, so now I want you to get me the momentum of the object. We said the mass is 2 kilogram, which is constant here too, 2 kilogram. Wait, give me a minute. Okay, wait, is there a problem with this? Okay, it's recording. Fine. Now get me the momentum. You have the mass, you have the final velocity and the initial velocity. Yalla, quick, who's gonna get it? Quick, quick, quick.
Miss, it's negative 1.2.
Who said that, Raja?
Yes.
Okay, Raja said negative 1.2. Okay.
I got it 12.
Who? Aya or who got a 12?
Yes. Me, I.
Okay, Aya got a 12. Okay, let's solve it together. What about you, Reem, Malak, Jana?
Miss,
Mm.
why don't we divide it by time?
Okay, see. Why don't we divide it by time? Are you talking about the formula, which is the force into time thing, which is impulse? Hmm?
Yes.
Okay. What if that did not give you force? I did not give you any force here, did I?
No.
So how will you use force? And did I give you any time here? No. So how will you use time? That's why I'm
Miss,
saying, yeah, who is this? لحظة يا آية لحظة.
it's
That's why I'm saying this formula will ease everything for you. It will make everything easy. Okay?
Okay.
So we will try some questions with force into time. We will try them, don't worry. Okay, go ahead, Yaya.
Mrs. I recalculated again and I got also negative 1.2.
Okay, so Aya is saying negative 1.2. Okay, now let's solve it together. تمام? Let's pick a different color. Okay. Now M here is 2 kilograms. V is 0 minus 2, which is negative 2. Okay. Okay. You're coming late. Yes, it's fine. So now when you multiply this and this, what will you get? A 0 and
0 minus 4.
yes, okay, just wait, give me a minute. 0 and minus 4. So the answer is negative 4. Okay.
Miss,
Yeah.
Miss, but didn't you say that the velocity is 0.6? So we should
Oh, yeah,
multiply 2
0.6.
by
Why did I
0.6?
write 2?
Yes, you said
Yes, 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 yes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm glad. Okay, thank you, guys. 0.6. I'm glad you're all focused. Now, 2 into 0.6, that would be 1.2. And I was saying, how did we get 4? What? Okay. Okay, so both of you are right, which is negative 1.2 only. That's correct. Okay, so moving to the other part, which is impulse. أنا عايزة أعرف ليه الباقي ما جاوبش. ملك وجنى. جنى
Yes.
تعالي حلي لي. Solve this question with me. Okay, now we have an object moving, an object with 5 kilograms. يعني الماس بتاعه 5 kilograms. أهو. Moving at a speed of initial speed of 2. And then final speed of, oh, per second. Never forget the unit. 5 kilogram here. Speed of 1 meter per second. قولي لي المومنتوم. يلا هنعمل ايه الأول؟
So momentum, P equals M bracket V minus U.
M, exactly. V minus U. Okay, now substitute.
5.
Exactly.
1
Yeah.
minus 2.
Minus 2. Okay.
So it is 5 minus 10, which is going to be minus 5.
Minus 5. So momentum here is minus 5, either Newton dot S or
Kilogram
kilogram meter per second.
per second, yes.
Okay, I think this will be easier for most of you because we use mass, so kilogram, and we use the velocities. So here, meter per second and the kilogram. So you can just remember this here. Okay, let me just send the link to. Okay. خلاص تمام. ملك, are you with us?
Yes.
الموضوع سهل ولا صعب؟
So,
Okay, الحمد لله. So this is momentum. That's it. خلاص. Now, when change of momentum, here, when change in momentum okay, so as I was saying, when change in momentum is positive, as we just took all the examples we took now are negative, okay? So the change of momentum, when the change of momentum or in momentum is positive, what does that mean? It means that the velocity increases, okay? تمام? When the change in momentum is positive, means the velocity of the moving object is increasing. Okay, what if it was zero? What if it was zero? The object
Means that the object is
yeah
not
is what?
moving.
No.
It's
قولي what is?
constant.
Exactly, the object is moving with constant speed. Okay? And if the change in momentum was negative, what happens? بسرعة.
Decelerating or it stops. The velocity decreases.
Exactly. The velocity decreases. Okay? And that's it. That's momentum. Any problems? A very easy topic that lots of people find hard. We would take examples now and solve classifieds. Here, everything's ready. But let's just finish the whole topic. This is the basics. And half of the topic. Is it hard?
Not at all.
Okay, I'm
No.
glad. Alhamdulillah, okay. Now with impulse. We're starting with impulse. Tell me if the color was fine with you all, huh? Is the color okay or should I change it?
Can you use a dark color?
A darker color. Okay. Let's see green. Hopefully it's better. Is it okay? I'll take that as a yes. Okay, so what is impulse? Impulse is the change in momentum. Is the change in momentum. Wait, what? Didn't we just say this is momentum? Momentum is the product of mass into velocity. Oh yes, momentum is the product of mass into velocity of an object at one state. What do I mean at an object? Of an object at one state. يعني I'll say, remember when we talked about this car here? This side here. It is the same car, right? But this is state A and this is state B.
Miss, I'm
Yeah?
sorry. But for the first question that we did,
Mm-hmm.
can we do M1 multiplied by V1 equals M2 multiplied by V2?
Okay. This is when you have two moving objects, not one. I'll get to it now in collision.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you actually do use this, but when you have two moving objects. I'll explain it now. Okay, so at state A, the car or the moving object had a momentum. Okay, it had a momentum in state A. And in B, it had a different momentum. So when we minus them from each other, we got the change in momentum. Okay, the change in momentum is the impulse. Okay, so impulse is the change in momentum. So wait, do you want to tell me that -5 kilograms meter per second is an impulse? Yes, it is an impulse, as well as the change in momentum. because impulse is the change in momentum. Okay? Here we say that impulse is the change in momentum. Change in momentum. What can we say too? Tell me, what can we say? How can we calculate the impulse? How can we get the impulse?
Change in momentum. So like mv minus mu.
Exactly. M bracket V minus U. Okay, amazing. Anything else؟ الادكسل، الشباب الادكسل اللي كان بيجاوب من شوية. حسام ما سمعتش صوتك لسه داخل. فاهم ولا مش فاهم؟ is it hard ولا easy؟
لا وسط.
وصلت اوكي. طيب بنات اللي كانوا بيتكلموا في الادكسل force into time رحتوا فين؟
Yes.
impulse اهي. مش دي force into time؟ من بدري عايزين نحكيها صح؟ So now we can say that impulse is also force into time. So wait, if impulse is force into time, can we say that momentum is force into time? We can say that change in momentum is force into time. Okay? Like when you have an object with two different states and they give you the force and time, then yes, you can. Because impulse is the change in momentum. تمام؟ يبقى الimpulse is the change in momentum. Once you get the change in momentum, it is the same as the impulse. بس كده. Any problems?
No.
Okay, we gotta say that force, we have to say that force is inversely with time. Okay? Like here. Let me change the colors عشان ما كانش عاجبكم. Dark green. Okay. So when we say that force is inversely with time in constant impulse. What does that mean?
Force is equal to 1 over the time.
Yes, force is equal to 1 over time. صح. Great. Force is inversely with the time means when force increases, or no, let's say when time increases, the force decreases. Okay? When the time increases, the force decreases. Okay, why am I telling you this? What is the point of me telling you this? The point of me telling you this is because it's used in safety measures. Safety measures. The things they do to help cars become more safer. What is it? They elongate the time of a collision. Why do they elongate the time of collision? To reduce the force of impact. Okay? Therefore, it will be safer for people. That's why I just explained that force is inversely with the time in constant impulse. When the impulse is constant in the two moving objects, let's say now we have two moving objects, okay? But one of the objects was moving at a slower rate, which means it took more time. Will the force be great or less? Will the force apply to it? Will it be a greater force or a lesser force? It took more time.
Lesser force.
Exactly, lesser force. So in cars, they add the brakes, they add the airbags, they add some stuff that helps in elongating the time of a collision. ليه بيعملوا elongating the time of a collision? to reduce the force. As the time increases, the force decreases. بس كده. We're done with impulse and momentum. Any problems? Any problems?
Mrs. Can you repeat?
The force part?
Yes, the last part.
Yes, okay. شوفي ايه. As I just said, في العربيات دلوقتي بيحطوا حاجات علشان تساعد انها to decrease السبيد بتاعت الكار لما هتكون هتخبط او هيحصل لا قدر الله حادثة او حاجة. it helps in reducing the time sorry increasing the time. ليه؟ to reduce الفورس بتاعت الامباكت. يعني ايه هقولك؟ يعني now a car trial okay فيها now let's say brakes. خلاص الكار is about to hit, they use the brake. البريك هيعمل ايه؟ it will reduce the speed, therefore increase the time على ما تخبط في الحيطة for example. okay يعني now the car is about to hit the wall, using the brakes will decrease the speed, therefore increase the time. يعني هي هتبدأ تبطأ فعلى ما تخبط الحيطة it will take more time. okay the more time the object takes to collide, the lesser the force. The more time it takes, the lesser the force. واضحة يا آية؟
Yes, I got it.
Okay, great. Now let's come to I think Jenna. Yeah, Jenna's point. Jenna's point كانت بتقول إيه؟ كان عن collision دلوقتي okay؟ collision هنقول إيه عن collision؟ collision هي الsum of momentum before and sorry equal to الsum of momentum after. What do I mean by that? After. What do I mean by that? That when an object...
Conservation of momentum.
Sorry, what did you say?
Conservation of momentum.
Yes, yes, it is the law of conservation of momentum. Exactly, perfect. Okay. What is collision? Collision هي الخبطة. Collision is when something hits another thing. That's collision. So how can we get either the mass or the velocity of an object or anything using the law of conservation of momentum, which is sum of momentum before equal to sum of momentum after. Okay. I'll give you some examples. It will ease everything for you a bit. First, how do we write the sum of the momentum before equal to sum of the momentum after? Mass, the mass 1, the mass of an object 1 into the initial velocity 1, okay, plus the mass 2 will u2. m1 and u1 is for the object, first object, the object 1, okay, object 1, and m2 with u2 is for the second object. It's the mass of the second object and the initial velocity of the second object. Okay? When you add them together, they have to be equal to the mass of the first object and the final velocity of the first object plus the mass of the second object into the final velocity of the second object. Okay, I'll explain it now while solving. It will be a lot easier. So collision هي الخبطة. It's when you hit something. Okay, now how can we calculate a momentum before and after the collision? Using this, the law of conservation of momentum. Okay, now let's give you some examples. We had a car, two cars now actually, two cars. Here, let's change the color. 2 cars. Now, this is the car here. Object 1, 2 kilograms. Okay. Initial velocity was 0.6 meter per second. Okay. And the same object here, but after the collision بقت كام؟ same 2 kilograms, same mass because mass does not change, but the speed, the velocity changed. Why? Because it hit something. Therefore the speed changed. What is the speed? 0.3 meter per second. Okay, this is object 1. Let's do the other object with another color so you do not get confused between them. Now the second object has a mass of 1 kilogram and the initial speed or initial velocity is at rest. What does at rest mean? حسام, at rest يعني ايه؟
Miss doesn't move.
Exactly, يعني ال velocity equal to كام؟
0.
شاطر, 0. Okay. Now after the collision, the same object اهو 1 kilogram started moving ايه؟ with a speed of 0.6 meter per second. Okay, I want one of you to calculate the 2 momentums. First, the momentum, the sum of momentum. This is object 2. This is before the collision, and this is after the collision. Okay.
Miss, is it 1.2?
What's 1.2?
The moment of the first one?
قصدك ده
Object
يعني
1?
like object 1 كله?
Oh.
What did you say?
1.2.
1.2. Correct. I'm proud of you. Who's this?
رجاء.
أيوة طبعا رجل أكيد. مش سامعة صوت حد فيك. Why is no one talk؟ ملك معانا؟ ملك.
Yes.
يلا تعالي معايا. Get me the momentum of this object first.
The first one?
Yes. هنعمل ايه؟ steps كده. tell me steps.
0.6
0.6
over.
over.
No, just
ايه؟
yeah, over 2.
over 2. مالك انتي مركزة معانا؟
أنا اتلخبطت.
دلوقتي اتلخبطتي. أولا انت في جنبك تلفزيون مفتوح أو حاجة مفتوحة causing noise and this won't help you to focus. Okay? اقفلي الصوت دوت and focus with me. I said to get the momentum بنعمل ايه؟ M افتحي براكت V minus ال U وفي البراكت تاني. حاجة صعبة؟
I'm sorry.
مالك اقعدي في حتة هادية لو سمحتي عشان عايزاك تفتحي المايك معايا. تمام؟ انا شوية كده وهرجع لك تاني. حاولي تقعدي في حتة فاضية هدوء شوية and focus with me. اوكي اتفضلي يا ريم. ريم يا ريم بقالي كتير قوي ما شفتكيش. ايه ده وحشاني. I missed you يا ريم. ريم مش سامعاكي. Your mic is not working again. Try using a different device. I can't hear you, so maybe type in the chat. Okay. Who can solve this with me?
Yes, miss.
مين raise your hand. Okay, Reem cannot open her mic, so let's take Muhammad since Raja already did this before. اتفضل يا محمد.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first get me the momentum of this object. We're
Of object
already
one,
using m. Yeah, object 1. M v minus u.
you will get 0.6 kg Newton per second. I mean kg meter per second.
What did you say? 0.6?
0.6
Uh-huh.
kg meter per second.
Okay, you said 0.6 kilogram meter per second. Okay, now let us see. First, the 2 kilograms, v minus u, which is the 0.3 minus 0.6. Okay. Now, when you minus these, you can, let me just do it over here.
Oh yes, it's negative 0.6, miss.
Negative 0.6. Okay. Let's see this here. 2 into 0.3 minus 0.6. Yes. Negative 0.6. So that's the momentum. Raja, I know what you were talking about. You were talking about the this one here. I wanted you to use this first.
Yes.
I did not say the yeah, I know. That's why I said that's correct. I know you're talking about this
Oh,
one. Mhm.
okay. Thank
We
you.
will get to it now. No problem, don't worry. Okay. So now you all know how to get the momentum of an object, right?
Miss, from
Yes.
where we got 2, miss?
منين؟ مين اللي بيقول كده؟ حسام؟
مش
ال2 دوت الام هنا ماس يا حسام. الماس هو اصلا بيديها لك اهي 2 كيلوجرام.
ماشي بتاع كان برضه.
2 كيلوجرام تمام. الماس هي 2 كيلوجرام. Okay, now let's remove all of this because this is not
شكرا.
why I wrote عفوا يا حسام. This is not why I wrote the question. I just wanted to check if you're all okay with getting the momentum first. Okay, now how can we calculate a sum of the momentum? Let's first get the m1 here, which is object 1, 2, and u1, which is 0.6 into 0.6 plus m2 u2, object 2, initial velocity 2, so 1 into 0, because we said it's at rest, right? Equal to m1 v1, which is 2 into 0.3 plus
0.6.
yes 0.6 because it's 1 into 0.6, so same thing, 0.6. Now when you calculate it, the answer will be 1.2 equal to 1.2. صح ولا لا? Did you do it?
Yes.
Okay, so is this part easy? Because you'll start solving now. If you have any problems, tell me and I'll explain it.
It's easy, miss.
Easy? كله easy?
Yes.
حسام
Yes.
تمام.
تمام. اوكي ملك
Yes.
متأكدة يا ملك الموضوع واضح ولا لا؟
أيوه.
طيب كويس. جنى، آية، رجا.
Yes,
Yes, it's all clear, miss.
Okay, I'm glad. Now the next question. let's use a color that you all can see because fine. Now let's start. The question here says that this is before, okay? Here is before collision. Object 1 and object 2. Now before the collision, a 4 kilogram object was moving at a speed of velocity of 2 meters per second. Okay? It hit an object that was 2 kilogram moving at a pace of rest. تمام? It was at rest, which means the velocity was equal to
0.
0. Okay? Now after the collision, object 1, after the collision, object 1 here, which is 4 kilograms, moved with a speed of 0.5 meter per second. Now I want you to get me the velocity, the final velocity of object 2. Any
Miss, can
problems?
I answer?
مين؟
ملك.
أيوة اتفضلي يا ملك يلا.
4 times 2
Okay, 4 times 2
brackets plus 2 times 0, which is 0,
yes.
equals to 4 times 0.5 plus 2 times x.
Yes, amazing. Did everyone do it this way?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Yes, اتفضلي يا ريم. Wait, Muhammad, did you just reply? Did you? Oh, no? Okay, that's actually amazing. Nice. Okay, good يا Muhammad. Right. Okay, ريم اتفضلي. Any problems? Okay, so let's continue. خليكي معايا يلا يا ملك بسرعة. 4 into 2 8 plus 0
Equals 8.
تمام, which is 8. So this side has to be 8 too, right?
Yes.
4 into 0.5 is 2 plus 2x. So now we say here that 8 is equal to 2 plus 2x. How can we get x, which is the final velocity?
We move 2 to the other side.
Yes. So 8 minus 2
Equals 6, and 6 and 2 divided by 6 divided by 2 is equal to wait, what?
Yes, exactly. So x is equal to 6 over 2 and x is equal to 3 meters per second. Any problems? Any problems?
Can
No,
you
miss.
repeat again?
مين آية؟
Yes.
اوكي آية شوفي. عندك الأوبجكت 1 أهو كان ماشي with a speed of الانيشال speed بتاعته كانت 2 meters per second. اوكي؟ It hit an object ما كانش بيتحرك, يعني the second object wasn't moving at rest, فالvelocity كانت 0. دلوقتي احنا عايزين we want to get after the collision الفاينل velocity of object 2. How do we get it? We will use the law of conservation of momentum. ليه? Because the momentum before the collision is equal to the momentum after the collision. First we will get the momentum before the collision اللي احنا قلنا عنها ايه؟ mass of the object 1 في the initial of the object 1 plus the mass of the second object with the initial velocity of the second object. You add them and then you check how much is it. عندنا احنا we did it here. Object 1 اهو. This is the second object. This is m1, the mass of the object 1 with the initial velocity of object 1 plus the second object's mass, and the initial velocity of the second object. تمام. we got 8. يعني ال sum of momentum كان 8, which means that this side يعني after the collision has to be an 8. Why? Because the law of the conservation of momentum means in the momentum before the collision, the sum of the momentum before the collision is equal to sum of the momentum after the collision. تمام. So now here we got the mass of the object 1 with the final velocity of the object 1, and here the mass of the object 2, but we want to know the velocity of the object 2. So in order to get the velocity of the second object, we have to use this formula here. So now 2 plus 2x equals 8. Just move this to the other side. Wait, what? This is minus 2, sorry. محدش مركز كده, you're not focusing with me. 8 minus 2 gives us 6, and المفروض بقى إنه يعني 8 minus 2 equals 6, which is equal to 2 into x. So now since 2 is equal to 2x, خلاص, just move this to the other side, or like divide both sides by 2. 6 over 2 is equal to 3, so the final velocity v2 is equal to 3 meters per second. واضحة يا آية؟
أيوة.
وضحت تمام؟ okay. Okay, let's say we have two cars. Let's use this car. We have two cars. Okay, أهو. $2,000 kilogram. It was moving at a speed of 4 meters per second. And then another car its mass was 6,000 kilogram, was moving at a speed of 2 meters per second. تمام. I want all of you to first, let me just write this for you. After the collision, the first car was moving with speed 1 meter per second. Okay, so now the question here for you is calculate the total momentum before the collision. تمام. 1 2 calculate the momentum of a second car after a collision. And finally, calculate the speed of a second car after collision. بس. Okay.
Miss, I got the momentum for the first momentum. I got it 20,000 kilogram per meter second.
إيه؟
I got the first momentum
Okay,
before
tell
the
me.
collision. 2000. 20,000.
No, try again. Try again. Do not forget that here is total momentum before a collision. Okay?
Miss, is that 2000 kg or 200 kg?
No, that's 2000. 1, 2, 3 zeros.
Oh, 2000. Okay, one second.
Take your time. It's okay, Reem, بس if your mic's يعني if your mic is fixed.
Miss, the total momentum is 20,000, isn't it?
Yeah, Miss. The
Before
total
the
momentum-
collision.
Yeah. It's 600 kilogram. The second object is 600 kilogram. Okay. Your answer would have been right if it was 6,000 kilogram, but it's 600.
So it's 9,200.
Yeah, okay. Okay, great. Okay, the meeting is going to... No, okay, can say fine. No problem. Okay. يلا كملوا ده يا شباب. I want to solve it first. I don't want any answers because I randomly call you. I randomly call you to solve the questions with me, okay? So be ready. Okay, so be ready. Husam will answer the second question عشان صعب شوية. يبقى حسام the second question, آية the first question, and ملك the last question. أي خدمة حسام. Okay, so آية يلا تعالي معايا ال first question. أنت حسام ال question اللي بعده. يلا آية.
Okay.
Okay.
So so 2,000 times 4 plus
Wait,
6,000
yeah. Okay, 2,000
times 4
times 4, yeah, which is M1 into into U1
plus
plus
6,000 times 2.
600 times 2.
Oh. 1 minute.
It's fine, take your time.
Miss, the next question is
It is
negative
920.
What?
9,200.
Exactly 9,200 A. Do not forget the unit. Don't you dare forget the unit. Unit.
Kilogram meter per second.
Yes, kilogram meter per second. Or we can also say. Okay, it's either you use this or this. Yes, Anas. يلا حسام. يلا يا حسام.
Miss تبقى negative 1,200.
لا.
مش احنا هنعمل substitution بالقانون بتاع ال MV الام وبقى براكتس V minus اليو في التي، بس مفيش هنا تايم بزيرو ولا بصفر.
شوف يا حسام، دلوقتي احنا قلنا ان المومنتم after السم of المومنتم after equal to السم of المومنتم ايه before، صح؟
ايوه.
تمام. طب now you got التوتال مومنتم بتاعت الايه؟ بتاعت الكارز before الكوليجن.
امم
ده معناه ان after الكوليجن is the same.
لازم تبقى 9200.
after الكوليجن.
امم
يلا اعملها معايا. يبقى المومنتوم اصلا بكام؟ ب
بتاع السكند.
9200. ده المومنتوم اللي احنا طلعناه اساسا.
امم
اوكي since they're equal. طب now we don't have الايه؟ we don't have the final velocity of the second car. طب هنحلها ازاي؟ يبقى we have to get the speed, the velocity. Okay, so first we will get the momentum of the first car. يلا معايا بقى، قول لي كده هنعملها ازاي
600.
يا ولا.
مش معايا مس.
انا معاك.
600 اهو يا مس، عشان
ماشي.
هتجيب الأول 600.
اتفضل 600.
وبعد كده وبعد كده ما بين براكتس
بعد كده ما بين brackets
2 minus 4.
4 ازاي؟ 4 ازاي؟ دي object ودي object تاني، يعني they're not the same, they're two different objects.
مش يبقى 0 minus 2.
زيرو ازاي بقى؟ لو قول لي ازاي زيرو، جبت منين الزيرو؟ هل هو قال لك هنا ان الفاينل سبيد اوف السكند كار زيرو؟ لا، يبقى we have to get السبيد الاول. and how do we get this؟
ام في ام 1.
using this form. ده اللي احنا عملناه، مش احنا كنا بندور برضو على السكند velocity. use the same formula يا حسام. اهو we already got ال before collision, now we need ال after. في حاجة صعبة معايا؟ يبقى اهو ده البيفور، واحنا عارفين ان البيفور equal to الافter. they're equal. يبقى what will we do now؟ هنكتب كده اهو m2 sorry m1
ام 1
v1 plus
ام
m2
2
v2 اللي هي عندنا بكام؟ m1 في v1 اللي هي 2000 into كام؟ هو قال لك هنا اهو after
4.
الكوليجن. لا مش 4.
هنا
الفيرست car was moving with speed ايه؟ was moving with speed 1 meter per second after الكوليجن. يعني ده v اهو، دي v1 into 1 plus كام؟
ام 2 في 2. بس هو مش جايب لك سبيد في الثانية.
بالظبط، ما احنا بقى المفروض نلاقيها.
بس خلاص
تمام،
يبقى
فهنعمل كده، هنكمل معلش الحل هنا. تمام because there is no enough space. ولا اقول لكم wait. اوكي اهو. يبقى what will we do دلوقتي؟ يلا هنسبستيتيوت بقى، نحلها math problem دلوقتي. اوكي حلها mathematical
ماشي.
problem. يلا
ماشي خلاص. الفي 2 تدي، يبقى كل ده المفروض ديفايد باي 600.
ايه
يبقى
لا لا لا
2000.
لا يا حسام لا. اول حاجه هتعمل كده
ما
اهو
احنا عايزين دلوقتي الفي 2 صح؟ لا
2000 plus 600 v2 صح؟
عشان انا اللي شايفه.
هنودي
ايوه
ال 200 دي الناحية التانية اهو، ال 2000 سوري الناحية التانية، فهتبقى 9200 minus 2000.
ما خدتش بالي من 9000 دي اساسا.
انا ما خدتش بالي، اللي هو في الامتحان ما خدتش
مش
بالي.
والله ما خدتش بالي.
طب فوكس you have to focus. this ده physics مش مادة تانية عشان محدش يتضايق. محتاج تكون your favorite subject ولا حاجة.
7200.
ايوه 7200
تمام.
equal to كام بقى؟
هنا 600 في
v2.
في 2. عشان تجيب ال V2 يبقى 7200 على ال 600 بيساوي 12.
yes exactly, so v2 is equal to 12 meter per second, which is the answer for this one by the way. I'm just saying because they said calculate the speed of a second car after we got the speed here. خلاص just copy paste it down. Okay. Now this is not what they asked us to do.
No,
They asked
momentum.
exactly, they asked us to get the momentum of the second car. يلا بقول يا حسام، دلوقتي عندك الانيشال والفاينل، هنستخدم ايه؟ اللي كان نفسك تستخدمها، كان نفسك كده من الاول، كان
الام
نفسك
في ما
تستخدمها.
الام
ايوه
براكتس في ماينس اليو في تي.
ايوه اهو
بس مفيش
دلوقتي تقدر
في
تستخدم.
كيو.
هو ايه اللي مفيش يو؟ ازاي مفيش يو؟
تي انا بقول لك مفيش تي تايم يعني.
لا، ما مش عايزين تايم هنا بقى، احنا قلنا
اه
ان الامبلس هي الفورس في التايم.
اه
طب دلوقتي الماس كام؟ 600
ايوه
open brackets put ال 12 ماينس كانت كام الاول؟ كانت 2 minus 2، يطلع لك الاجابه كام في الاخر؟ 600 into 10 دي كام؟
يعني زيرو 10 مس، لانه 2 ماينس 2 زيرو، 600 في زيرو زيرو 10 يبقى زيرو.
ويت لا، دول عايزين السكند دي. شفت لخبطتني ازاي؟
ده زيرو.
ماشي، المفروض انها تزود، هتبقى سوري will not use this here. will not use it. ليه؟ because they did not tell you to calculate المومنتوم of الكار. شفت انت لخبطتني ازاي؟ شفت انت بتلخبط ازاي؟ they said المومنتوم after الكوليجن، only after الكوليجن. يعني ايه؟ يعني ايه؟ يعني ايه after الكوليجن؟ يعني this
اللي
part
هو
بس اهو. شفت بقى اللخبطه؟
ايوه. طب يعني احنا دلوقتي نستخدم اللي هو M1 V1 بلس M2 V2
ايوه
اللي
خلاص
هو
you'll
M.
just you already have الماس والV2، you multiply ال 600 بالكام؟ بال
يبقى
12
7200.
هيديك كام؟
7200.
7200. يعني انت if you stopped at this point خلاص you already got the answer. تمام، اللي هي 9200 minus 2000 هيديك ايه؟ هيديك المومنتوم of الكار after collision اللي هي 7200. but I just wanted you to get السبيد كمان عشان to just copy paste it down. تمام؟
تمام.
يبقى المومنتوم of the second car after when they tell you after the collision you will get the mass وال velocity after the collision. بس خلاص. Any problems? Any problems?
No,
No.
miss.
No, miss.
Okay, no, you all know, no problems at all. يعني let's get to past paper questions.
Yes.
ولا اقول لكم no. Let's first take only one more question على الايه؟ على الامبلس. تمام؟ Because I did not give you any questions on impulse. Now let's say that the second car, just one more question احطه هنا كده. Calculate the time of impact calculate the time of impact the time of collision, sorry, time of collision yes, calculate the time of collision. How will we do it?
Sorry.
When force
Force times time.
yes, exactly.
Is it
Great. When force
equals
was
divided by 4?
yes. Huh? I want you to get me the time of the collision. when the force was يعني the force of the collision of the impact كان 6000 Newton. I already gave you that, I already told you that a impulse is equal to a
Changing in
change in
momentum.
momentum. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
So the formula is impulse divided by force.
okay, see here, now here you already got an impulse صح? We already got the impulse as a as 9200 because this is the change in momentum, right? The sum, sorry, the sum of momentum. This is way too complicated for you guys. We already got, you know what, just skip this part. I'll show it to you in solving let's skip this part. I'll show it to you in solving past papers so you do not get confused. Okay, let's just get the momentum questions here. Okay. Okay, let's solve this question. يلا يلا بسرعة. I need all of you to start solving. I think I gave you enough time. Just check it's recording. Yes, it is. Okay, يلا يا آية. Come and do it with me. أنا أقول لك no خليكي آية. ملك تعالي. ملك ملك مالك يا ملك.
Yes, miss.
أيوة كده. أيوة، إيه الهدوء ده؟ ما شاء الله أحسدك. يلا. دلوقتي are you focusing؟ الموضوع واضح ولا عايزين نعيد لك أي حاجة تانية قبل ما تبدأي تحلي؟
No, it's fine.
طيب تمام الحمد لله. أوكي. يلا اتفضلي.
So the mass of car A is 2000 kilograms.
صح؟ Okay. So we will say in the momentum الأول. How will we solve it? How do we do it? First we say in momentum. إيه ده؟
Momentum equals mass.
المومنتوم هنا equals these are moments. دي هنا كده these signs of moments. المومنتوم اهي. P is equal to A.
P is equal to mass times velocity.
Yes, mass into velocity.
So 2000 times 18,
صح.
which is 36,000.
Exactly. Great work. Kilogram per A meter per second. Do not forget the units. If you're Cambridge, if you're not, then I think in Excel they do put the units for you. Okay, we already solved some questions like this. أنا عايزة أجيب لكم آية تعالي لي هنا.
Okay.
Do this question with me.
A modern car is designed so that during a collision, the front section of the car is crushed. The time of contact increase. Explain the benefit of increasing the time of contact for the people in the car. When time increases, the force decreases.
Exactly. The force applied on the car decreases. Therefore, the damage taken increases. تمام? That's it. That's why I explained it, because they get question on it. Okay, now with the force and time question. Yes, here. So I'll need you to solve this question كله in order to get into this part. Okay. يلا start solving. I'll give you exactly 6 minutes. 6 minutes, and I want all of you to solve this.
Miss, the questions aren't clear.
They're not clear? Fine. 4 minutes here, and I'll skip to the other part. Okay, is it clear now?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. I'll give you 4 minutes. Okay. Let's check if the recording is working or not. You all ready? شباب.
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Miss, can I solve the first question?
You want to solve the first question? يلا يا A.
Okay. So 6,000
Okay.
times 5.0
2
minus
marks.
0.
2 marks. لازم يكون في working. Show me the working.
Okay.
First, you'll have to say in the momentum is equal to the mass into the velocity. Okay, yeah.
6,000 times 5.0
Yes, which is 5. Yeah.
equal to 30,000.
Yes. Okay, great. You can either say in S or kilogram meter per second. تمام. So this is the
Okay.
answer. Okay, يلا يا حسام. ولا لا، خليك يا حسام. تعالى يا محمد.
Yes, miss.
Okay, solve it with me. يلا. The truck collides.
Yes, so miss, the answer is still 27,000 because it goes from 0 to 27,000 kg meter per second. So the change in momentum is 27,000 kg meter per second.
Yes, amazing. Great work. Okay, really nice. طيب oh, Jenna's not here. Maybe she's having problems or something. I'm trying to calling her if she's connecting. يبقى تمام. يلا حسام. حسام نام.
نعم.
لا
لا
طلع
يمكن.
صح. طيب يلا. The trucks are in contact for a 0.6 seconds. Calculate the average force on the truck B. عندك دلوقتي هنا عندنا time وعندنا ايه؟
طالما عندنا
هما
تايم
they need.
طالما عندنا تايم يبقى نستخدم اللي هو ام في ماينس يو تايمز تي. صح يا مس؟
قول لي تاني كده.
ام براكتس في ماينس اليو تي، يعني تف براكت تايمز تي.
طب ليه ما نستخدمش اللي انا قلت لك عليها؟ يعني دي مزعلك في حاجة؟
ليه ام 1
ليه؟
في 1
لا impulse is equal to force في التايم. دي مزعلك في حاجة؟
معلش لان حضرتك متأخر.
تمام no problem. عندنا الامبulse هي الفورس في التايم. اوكي؟
تمام.
we already got impulse here وهم عايزين force and we already have it time. هنعمل ايه؟ impulse is equal to force into time where impulse is equal to ايه؟ يلا معايا بقى انت كده.
يبقى 27,000 في 0.6
equal to
يبقى
force into كام؟ 0.6. تمام؟ يبقى يلا we'll shift it to the other side. هيبقى عندنا force is equal to كام؟
يبقى 27,000 divided by 0.6.
force is ايه؟
ايه؟
force is equal to
خلاص
كام؟ ايه؟
45,000.
ايوه. great work amazing.
بس طب القانون الثاني بتاع ال M1V1 بلس ال M2V2 الثاني
بتستخدمه هنا. السؤال ده. اقول اللو في الكونزرفيشن اوف المومنتوم بتستخدمها when they ask you to get a missing value of the two cores او ال two objects. يعني بيكون في missing value او yeah missing speed missing mass كده. يعني sometimes tell you حصل mass change get me الماس. فwe'll use ال M1U1 plus ال M2U2 equal to. You know what, let's just solve this question too and I'll let you leave after it because I know the midterms. Okay, any problems now, any questions?
No, Miss Claire.
No.
Okay يا حسام.
لا لا
انا حاساك تهت في النص كده والله حاساك تهت. ايوه يا ريم. يس.
بقول لحضرتك ليه احنا عملنا زي موضوع أخر حاجة في المثال العشوائي.
Okay, لا ريم, your voice is very lagging, very laggy. Send me on WhatsApp. You already have my number because other students will have to leave now. Send me on WhatsApp if you have any questions and I will re-explain it to you. Okay? I will send you this topic in classifieds today and I'll re-explain it to you again, Yareem, if you're having any problems with it. Maya. Okay. And I hope you all have a nice day today. يلا enjoy the rest of your day. يلا باي باي.
Bye,
Bye,
miss.
miss.
Thank you.
باي باي يا شباب. باي.
شكرا.
No problem. يلا مع السلامة. أنا مستنياك يا ريم. Don't worry. You can send me if you have a problem. I'm waiting for you.